We're good.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome.
Wow!
I think that just I want my speaker like Serpa. Boom, da, ba, ba. Yeah, you guys have been killing it lately, Dave, on those things.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, good morning, everybody. We are live on Facebook. It is my first time live with Zoom. So if we have all these technical difficulties, I super apologize. We got some amazing rock stars on the computer this morning. David Golden, my sponsor from EXP. Good morning. How are you?
What's up, buddy? I just shared this on my Facebook. So
Yeah, I tagged you guys in it. Hopefully that worked. So in case you guys don't know David Golden, he is my sponsor at EXP Realty. He was one of the top recruiters, Keller Williams, in the entire state of Nevada, one of the top REO agents in the entire state of Nevada. Been in the business 23 years, getting close to my 28 years. It's pretty amazing. But today what we wanted to do, we wanted to interview and welcome to EXP two of Dave and I's new best friends. We've had an amazing time with them in the last several months. We have Anna Abbatemarco.
Abbatemarco.
Abbatemarco and Jen Botchway. They are from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And what I wanted to do real quick is talk a little bit more, narrow down, Anna and Jen, where you guys live, because Philly's obviously a really big place, and we want to make sure we get you referrals to you because you guys are some of the best agents in the state. So say good morning. Hello, how are you? And where do you guys live exactly?
Okay. Good morning, Anna Abbatemarco. I currently live in Chester Springs. I say currently because I move more often than I change my cars, but always in the Chester County area. So we're both in Chester County. And Jen?
Yep, in Chester County, a little bit further west than Anna. We're about 40 minutes outside of Philadelphia.
Awesome. So if you guys are watching your Facebook feed, you probably want to watch the webinar feed that we have going on because there's such a delay. So minimize your Facebook and watch the webinar part of it. There we go. So anyway, so you guys have made a huge impact on Dave and I's life, and we wanted to talk to you a little bit, or wanted to tell everybody a little bit about how the universe had a plan. I believe in the law of attraction. I know you guys and Dave does too. And I wanted to tell a quick little story about how we met. We actually, all of us met in a lobby bar in Denver, Colorado.
Yep.
If I remember right, we were just kind of asking each other a simple question like, where is something? I think it was actually Jen that came up to us and said, hey, where is so-and-so? And then next thing you know, we talked for a few minutes, and the very next morning I had a flight home to LA, and we ended up having probably, without exaggerating, a 3-hour conversation, which is very unusual to do anytime these days, right? We're all so busy. But what we talked about was, traditional real estate. We talked about our pains. We talked about our miseries. And we should probably talk about your production a little bit. How many transactions are you guys going to do this year?
So this year we'll do over 80, I imagine.
Yeah, so people watching, especially the real estate agents, that's not a joke. That is a huge amount of transactions, which definitely puts you the top in the country. And when you start to do that kind of business and you're at a traditional real estate company, pain really sets in. The commission splits, period. Like that is the very first and foremost thing. And you were at Berkshire Hathaway. For how long were you at that company?
Almost 3 years.
Sorry, have a little distraction. Almost 3 years. And before that, where were you?
Keller Williams.
Awesome. So typically, most people at some point in their lives have been with a Realogy or a big split company or KW. And, as a matter of fact, I worked at Remax when I first started, and it was amazing opportunity for me. I got to work with some of the best agents in our area. But what I learned fast is when I got myself up to close to 100 deals, regardless, I mean, at the time that was the 100% company, and I ended up paying them $100,000 a year in fees. And, KW was the next best thing. And that was 10 years ago. And I was like, wow, what a great concept, a cap, right? Well, you had this $21,000 cap on top of it. And then I was, 40,000 in fees. So as we start doing high production, and I don't want to bash on anything, but I just want to talk about how this conversation started. And at Berkshire Hathaway, naturally, they have some pretty incredible splits. So that's when Dave and I said, hey, look, there are some other options. And that's when we started talking about EXP. And we spent, countless hours over the phone after we all got back home and talked about the 4 disruptors that EXP has, right? We talked about the revenue share, which is amazing. We talked about owning stock in a company that none of us have ever been able to do. The ability to drive massive leads to us and our team, building a team with those leads, and then of course the cloud-based real estate company where we could collaborate all over the country together, which has never been able to be done before. I mean, I have friends and teams and clients all over the country, but now we actually get to be a team, which is pretty special. So, man, there's so much stuff going through my head. I don't even know where to go first. So we have freedom now. We have a whole different type of freedom to work together. And I wanted to have a discussion, all 4 of us, about what we've seen in the last several months. And Anna, one thing about you is your peers, your colleagues, and the people in your town, I've talked to probably, without exaggerating, 50 of them. They all love you and they respect you. You have a reputation like no other in that town. So I wanted to give you public kudos for that, because
Thank you.
I know you jokingly as a crazy East Coast, person, but I've gotten to know you at a much deeper level than I thought most have. And you too, Jennifer. But it's apparent that everybody loves you. And I just wanted to say congratulations on that.
Thank you. That means a lot.
So with this a new platform that's been introduced to your life over the last several months, where are you excited to go? What are you going to do? What does the future look like? And obviously Dave, jump into, because you guys have had a lot of conversations, and then we can kind of break down a little bit how we're going to use the fantastic platform that we have now.
The platform is fantastic. So KV Core, we've been playing around with it before we made the decision to come over. We have the ability to go sign in and start looking at what's being offered. The platform that we had at our old brokerage, I didn't use. I did pay for my own CRM. Same thing at the brokerage before that. And this one, what I had paid for that was quite expensive was Commissions Inc. Sync is something that I used previously. And I was paying over $1,000 a month for that platform. And KV Core, to me, not bashing Sync, Sync's pretty awesome, but KV Core, first off, incredibly inexpensive, offers as much and then more at such a reduced expense. So just for the platform alone, I thought that it was a really fantastic tool, but not why I joined EXP. There's, everyone has their reason, and you rambled off about the top 7 or 8 reasons why people join KV Core. For me, though, it didn't hit one of the reasons for why I joined. For me, honestly, Mike, I have to give you kudos. I joined because of you. I did. Honestly, you've certainly been one of the absolute best coaches I've had in my career. Yes, it's a short career. I'm in my 5th year, having completed, 6 years yet. But I've always had a coach since day one. And so I know the difference between, good coaching, not good coaching, and great coaching. And so I'm really connected to that. And it's the people, so the relationships and the ability to create this relationship and learn more from you in the last 30 days than that I've learned in half of my career. So
that's awesome. And I want to break that down for a second. I want to make something absolute clear. So this company forces the ability for collaboration, right? Yeah. Since I am your sponsor, I am directly responsible for your success. What's beautiful is you have 7 people above you, Dave, me, Rosie, Rick, Brent. We have some amazing people that are all there responsible for your success too. Now, I want to make this absolutely clear. Do you pay me anything?
No, and you're not cheap. So if I did have to pay you for actual
Yeah,
coaching.
and you know, we can talk about that. I charge $15,000 for 90 days of coaching, and
Mhm.
that is non-refundable. That's paid up front in full.
Mhm.
And with you being, you know, part of my team, part of my family, I
Mhm.
am going to be there. Now, it's not normal coaching like every Tuesday at 12
Right.
o'clock we talk. I
Mhm.
make myself fully accessible to you. You can call, text, anything you want at any time. And
Mhm.
that's the reality of everybody on your team. So
Right.
there's not another company, you know, and I've worked at Remax, KW, and HomeSmart. I love them all, but there's not another
Mhm.
company where people are truly willing to bend over backwards for you. And when
Right.
you're bending over backwards for somebody, you know, something changes. You become much more transparent, you become
Mhm.
authentic, you become friends, you become close, you become family, and a lot of things change. I mean,
Right.
think about some of the relationships we've built in the last 90 days. We've built
Mhm.
relationships that are unbreakable. Like you would have never talked to somebody this much or got to know somebody
Right.
that much. And now we're changing lives all over your city. Like the amount of people that you've already attracted to your company and the caliber of the people
Mhm.
from not only KW, but from Remax and a couple independents. You know, I'm talking to them every single day, and they are some really high quality people.
Mhm.
And you, because of you, you're changing their lives, you're changing their destiny and their family. So it's kind of neat to have that kind of collaboration. I'm glad that you brought that up because that is an amazing way to um, talk about the national cloud brokerage and the ability to rev share with everybody and the way it creates the team.
Mhm.
Jennifer, David, I don't want to hog everything. What do you guys have to add to that?
Yeah. So my thought, what I like to say is financial alignment. We're all in financial alignment together, and we all get to choose who we want to do business with, who we want to be business partners with, who we want to support. Like we get to choose our people, right? We get to choose what lives we want to change, and that to me is super powerful. Like I could have never recruited or attracted Mike Bjorkman to my team. Like he's in a different city. It would never happen, right? I could never be partners with Mike in that way or have him work with me on my team. Right now, I introduce him to this model and he likes it. I get to go hang out with my friend who I love and who I want to help, build wealth with, who I want to travel with and spend time with and coach with. Like all of these things would never have been possible at any other organization in
Mhm.
our field. And
You're right.
so, yeah, so it's really fun to be able to go and help my friend Mike, go and help Anna and help both of them. And we're all in this together, and we're all basically business partners helping each other. And that's
Mhm.
incredible because she's in Pennsylvania, you're in Pennsylvania, Mike's in Santa Clarita, I'm in Las Vegas. Like it doesn't matter. We're on the same team
Right.
and we're building a national brokerage together. And that's
Mhm.
huge because you could never do that before. You're only building your own area, and now we can build everywhere and expand.
Right. Definitely.
Jen, how have you
Jen?
things seen changed in your office since you guys have been making the switch over?
Well, first, I just want to say that Anna chose me 2 years ago and completely changed my life. So this, I feel, helps me have the advantage to help other people do that. I want to pass that gift along that she gave to me 2 years ago. But the energy of our team has we were feeling stale. It was the same thing day after day. You get a listing, you put it on market, you go to closing. It's just so repetitive. And this has given us new energy to just try new things, think outside the box, a little bit more free reign for an outside of the box thinker like Anna. And her energy just brings us all right along with her.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Which is awesome because, my ADD gets the best of me sometimes, and Jen's always reining me in. And in this transition, she's exploding with me. She's like, this is awesome. And I love seeing that side as well, because she's always trying to like put me back in my place. Like, all right, calm down. Let's, focus on this. And now her focus has changed as well.
Yeah.
And I brought her into my crazy world, and she's
Let's
all over
be
the place
real.
too.
Jen has to wrangle all three of us most of the time. Like anything that goes south, Jen, where are you? Jen, where are you?
Yes.
So I kind of want to, I love the team collaboration and I love the financial alignment, all that. We talked about team for a second. And Anna, and this is an important part of something I want to talk about, because I'm going to be changing your future very soon about building this team, right? It's been my whole career since 1996. I've been building and managing and growing teams. And
Right.
the agents across the country that might be watching this, I've heard a lot of them say, I never want to grow a team again. I don't want to hire a team. There's too much heartbreak. There's too much time. And at the end of the day, the agent leaves to go out on their own, or they go on another team at a different company. When an agent leaves your team, there's such awkwardness. Typically, they leave the company just because they feel like they need to separate themselves. What I wanted to point out about EXP and the future team that we're going to build for you is how important it is to realize that we want to train them all. We want to love them all, because we're going to be totally financially aligned with these people forever, right? So once we grow and support an agent for a year or 2 or 3 or whatever it might be, we can actually throw them out of the nest, tell them to spread their wings, hug them, coach them, and be happy for them, and support them 150% forever. So when it's time for these agents to go, they're not going to leave the company. Nobody would leave EXP. You'd have to be absolutely crazy to walk away from ownership in a company and all the, the financial benefits we have of there. So it's kind of nice to know that you could build a team, put all your blood, sweat, and tears into them. And if they do decide to go out on their own, awesome.
Right.
Now, when have we ever had the ability to do that? Whether it's listing agents, buyer's agents, I mean, Jen, you've probably seen some of the heartache with, assistants and buyer's agents over the past. And Dave, we talk about this all the time. So as an agent going into this deeper, Anna, do you feel comfortable and confident that you can go hire a team now and be 100% satisfied putting your time and effort into them?
Oh my goodness. And to tell you my own personal story, I did hire someone a year ago that was pretty much kind of running away from another team. And the understanding, because I'm very tied to your disc profile, who you are as a human being, what is it that you need? And it was very understood from day one that she was also a leader personality, that she was a high D, that she wanted her own team. So there was complete transparency from day one. It's like, look, at the time, I need a buyer agent. You want to learn from me? Let's do that. You're going to work our buyers. You'll shadow me on listing appointments. You'll learn. You have Jennifer at your disposal. You can see the back end, the management part of things, how we run our business, the expenses that we incur, the products and tools that we use, and then you're going to go on your way. And that happens. Within a year, she learned the tools, she learned the business, and now she's growing her own team. The unfortunate reality is that with the brokerage I was with, because I did encourage her to first speak with our broker and see if there was a good, split and commission, all that she can actually build her team within that brokerage. And it didn't make financial sense for her. And so she went to another brokerage. And that would never happen at EXP. Like, I actually can take people in, we come up with a plan. What do I need from you on the team at this time? What do you need for your growth? And then it's like, yes, you did it. Like you created your own team. You did what you wanted to do in life, if that's what you want. Not everyone wants to be a team leader. Thank God. Because team leaders need people on their team, right? So, there's always talk and coaching. I can't understand why somebody wouldn't want to grow their own team. Like, how could you not understand that? As a team leader, you have people on your team. So if everybody wanted to be a team leader, how would we ever have a team? So it's first identifying what people want. Who are they? What is their purpose? What are their goals? And help cultivate that, whatever the answer is, and let them grow to their level that they desire.
Yeah, I for me personally, also same kind of different kind of story, but so Katrina Hernandez ran my team in my REO division for over 5 years, and she was incredible, right? And I knew that she wanted to go build her own thing, but at my old brokerage, I didn't want to let her go and go do her own thing because I need her to work for my team. Right. And switching over to EXP, she told me, like, I want to do my own thing. I want to build my own team. And I'm like, come on over and I will help you and support you. And now I get to go help her, build her team. And now she's hiring buyer's agents and building her thing. And I'm like, go get it, girl. Like, go do your thing and build it as big as you want. And I'll support you and help you do it. And it feels so good to be able to give back to her in that way, because she helped me so much during all the years she worked for me, and now I get to help her go build her empire, and support her in what her goals and her dreams are, and that's really cool. You can't do that other people. So that's a big deal.
And I think it's important too. So someone in a role like Jennifer, when Jennifer first started with me, I love that you say that I chose you for this journey, but you chose me, you found me, in the sense that when Jen joins me, I was actually out of state. Unfortunately, 3 years ago, I lost my father-in-law and my father within a month's time. So I was in New York and New Jersey for an extended amount of time. And around the holidays, it was around Christmas. And for whatever reason, 3 years ago, buyers were out buying homes when they should have been buying gifts for people they didn't want to and spend money on things they didn't want. But in any event, I was overwhelmed with buyers at that time. And I asked my manager, was there someone in the office who could take on some business and I can communicate with her out of state? And enter Jen. I didn't even meet her yet, right? So she was running buyers around for me while I was transitioning over to Berkshire, and we would communicate through email and whatnot. And so then I finally come to the office, I meet her, I was like, oh, thank God you're gorgeous. And, because I love working with people who are just happy and smiley, and a great presentation. I was like, we could definitely work together. I can, help you grow something. So at the time, what I needed was a buyer agent. And so Jen became my buyer agent. Everything she hated about the business, she wound up loving. I'm going to remind you how much you hated open houses. She dreaded being an open house. And then I wanted to get her a t-shirt that said, I love open houses, because most of her business and her production came from open houses. But what I also knew about Jen at the time was, again, back to the DISC profile, she scores a 99 on her C. Okay, so she's so analytical, right? She could speak to you in spreadsheet. She thrives on certainty, consistency. Those things are so important to her, like she needs air. Me, I love uncertainty. I'm the complete opposite. I think I scored like a 14 on my C, right? So I recognize how different we are. I recognized that her profile didn't match for a buyer agent, but she was killing it. She was doing unbelievable. She tripled, quadrupled her income from the year before, but she wasn't necessarily happy in the role. She was happy on the team, not happy in the role. Why? Because of her personal life, right? So it didn't work for her, working the hours that she was doing and everything else. So then she evolved into who she is now, which is a director of operations for our team. So she's not in sales. She'll work a handful of buyers throughout the year if she wants to, and however she wants to do it, because she's great at it. But ultimately, what we were able to create for her was the consistency, was the security, was the salary, so that, she could be in the role that she wants. Now, fast forward that's great. And her salary is great. I think it is, right, Jen? So you're happy. So that's great. But it's maxed out, right? It's not going any further. It is what it is. Under this umbrella, under this brokerage, meaning the previous one, that's all she was going to make, what I was going to be able to provide her. Under EXP, the ability to, create her own revenue share, her stock options, thinking about long-term, her retirement. I know you're not thinking about it as much as maybe I am at my age, but recognizing that now you have this position that you can not only manage this team and take a back-end position on the team to run everything, but you also can create this future wealth that cannot be done anywhere else.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And that was a really good segue. I was like, where's she going with this? And then that's exactly, I mean, it took me a minute, and then I never thought about that, though. That is, everybody wins on the team. Everybody, and that's the nice thing about the team part aspect of EXP. A lot of people don't realize when you do build a team, the team members get a half cap, which is, very powerful. That's a big deal. But typically the team leaders are the only ones that win. But with EXP, we all get to win, because the buyers agents, listing agents, admin staff, they all get to benefit with rev share and stock of the company. And again, where else can you do that? So Dave, what do you want to add to this before we wrap it up and get on with it?
I think for me, one of the biggest things that attracted me to the company is the revenue share piece, right? How we can all benefit financially from bringing people on and sharing this opportunity with them. And I think that people don't understand how it works, or have a distorted kind of perception of what it really means to recruit agents to your cloud-based brokerage at this point, right? I think that all the people that build brokerages and want ownership and are building big teams are doing the exact same thing as we're doing now. And I think that people think it's different, and it's not. So like when you own a HomeSmart, right? Like you did, right? You own a HomeSmart, have 300 something agents, right? Your number one job to build that brokerage is to recruit agents, right? But for some reason, that's okay to recruit agents to HomeSmart to build a brokerage. But if you're building a brokerage for EXP, for some reason, people have this weird feeling about like the recruiting there. That's like, somehow it's different than it is recruiting to HomeSmart. And it's not, it's the exact same thing. When you're building a team, you're recruiting agents, staff members, everybody. You're recruiting. That's your number one job when you're building a team. When you're building a brokerage, you're recruiting. That's your number one job to build a brokerage. When we're building our revenue share, our virtual cloud-based brokerage, when we're doing the exact same thing, except we get all the upside of building a brokerage, but we don't have to deal with all the nonsense like the E&O policies or the lawsuits or all those things, or the overhead. All those things we don't have to deal with. We only get the plus side and none of the negative. So if you're a brokerage owner, think about that. And if you're looking at EXP and you're like, oh, I don't want to be a recruiter. Well, like if you're building a team, you're a recruiter. If you're building a brokerage, you're a recruiter. That's what you do. If not, you're hiring recruiters, but that's what it is to build that thing. And I just want people to understand that it's the exact same thing, and to not think about it in that negative light, because there's no real negative to it. It's a beautiful thing.
We just actually hired somebody for Anna, and that's what's nice. Anna's busy selling houses all day, every day. I mean, her and Jen are humping it like big time. And the nice thing about EXP is she can pass those people along to me. And that person did say to me, I love the marketing. I love the technology. I love the stock. I'm not a really good recruiter. And I said, you don't have to be. You go out there, hustle, sell homes. And when you're excited about your company, you want to share it with somebody, say, here, simple as this, call Mike, call Anna, let them explain the features and benefits of the company for you. You go right back to selling houses. Whatever you want to do, this particular company gives you all the benefits. And Anna, let me ask you a question and then we'll wrap it up. All agents that get to a point in their career, their production level like you, how many times in the back of your head have you thought, maybe I should just start my own independent company, or maybe I should start my own company so I benefit like the broker does?
Yeah, but then Jen tells me to shut up.
We've had this conversation.
I'm going to run the whole thing.
Exactly. Well, that's the thing, because every time Anna has an idea, Jen has to, put it together. Right. Yeah. But she's right. Under the old model, it would be financial suicide for me to open my own brokerage. And then here you are, you're at a point where you want to think big because you got to this level and you can create this thing. But in reality, what you're creating is very small, because within the brick and mortar, you're only attracting local. So like, take, for example, my own office that I was in. Yes, very proud of the fact that, we got to the top half of 1% nationally for the country, right, in volume and sales in 2017. Fantastic. That was like such a great achievement. But then you kind of felt deflated. It's like, okay, now what? I did that. That was the highest, rank that you could receive. So what do I do now? Like, I'm always looking for the next thing. And when this was introduced to me, I thought, oh my gosh, I could still help train and coach other people, because I did really love and appreciate the fact that newer agents came to me for advice and coaching and whatnot. That's always a fantastic thing. But as a team leader, as a coach, where's my coach? Who's teaching me? So if I'm the highest producer in my office, where do I go for knowledge, right? So now opening this up where I have access to you guys, it helps fuel my energy to continue to teach and grow. And I'm constantly telling people, there have been agents who said, I hope you don't mind if I copy that, can I do that? Can I use your photographer? Can I use it? I'm like, can you? I was like, how many times has a Picasso been, duplicated? Like that's such that to me is an award. That's not, a bad thing for you to want to copy something that I'm doing. But I also say, but hey, don't think I'm so creative. Where do you think I get it from? Yeah. Right. So I'm able to find you guys and just follow what you're doing.
Yeah. Some of the thoughts that come to my head, like when agents like you get to that production level, I was the same way, right? Doing a couple hundred deals a year. And I said, this is stupid. I want to make money off of escrow. I want to make money off of this. I want a piece of all the stuff. Mm-hmm. All I did was attract, 10 lawsuits. I poured my heart and soul out, 2-3 times a week training agents that didn't appreciate it, wouldn't do what I said, didn't take any of it to heart. And quite honestly, a lot of times that's the way, yet I'm making millions and they're not, right? So so the liability, the bursting pipes, the alarm systems, the signing copy machine leases, all that stuff. But truly what we want to do as agents is we want to do more business. We want to build that team. And essentially what we're doing at EXP is we're building that brokerage, but it's our team, right? Yeah. And when we're building our own independent brokerage or even possibly buying a franchise, we lay awake at night staring at the ceiling, wondering what agent is leaving tomorrow. Why is somebody out there doing it for less money? And what I found out is with a flat fee 100% model, which by the way, I'll say on live Facebook is the second best model in the nation. However, as the owner, it's very difficult because it's so little money you're taking from the agents, you don't make money. So now you have to open a mortgage company, you have to open this, that, and the other to be able to survive. And you've done all this work, taken all liability on for no money, and that wasn't the intention. And so I like to point out to brokers, especially brokers, and you're right at your area, you're about ready to. That's where all these people start thinking about it. So, all right.
Just to add one thing to that flat fee brokerage.
Go for it.
Who are they attracting? Because they reach out to me often, and at $500 a transaction, we'll do the simple math. So, you're looking for the agents who are doing, under 30, 20 transactions a year. So if you're getting an agent who's doing 50, 60, 80, 80, 500, 40,000, like, can we do the simple math real fast in our heads and say, how is that cheap? That's not cheap for me. Yeah. Right. So, exactly. So that's the other part. Now with EXP, now you're attracting high producing agents because the numbers make sense for the high producers. The flat fee ones, I always wanted to align myself with somewhere that was a little bit more having to do with exclusivity and wanting a certain level. I'm the same way with my clients. I'll not take a listing because, it doesn't match. And those brokerages that are the flat fee commission, to me, you're really just looking for the agents who are doing minimal business because it is for them in that model. It is cheaper than going to KW or something else. Yeah. This model, you're attracting big numbers.
The most important thing I like to tell people when I'm interviewing them for transferring to EXP is I say, listen, I'll admit, again, I'm a very transparent person. 5 years ago, I was like, EXP, I never really heard of it, doesn't have much of a name. What type of quality of agents are there? I want to work at a company that has this prestige, right? Prestige is important to a lot of people, not only the clients, but the agents. Dude, today we have attracted the very top agents in the country, the top teams in the country. It is an absolute honor and privilege to work at EXP. It is mind-blowing of the caliber and talent that we have attracted. Every day I hear another top team coming over. And quite honestly, that's what made me really sit down and talk to Dave again, because my best friends across the country that do 400-500 deals a year were going over. And I'm like, wait a minute, what's going on? And next thing you know, there's this round table of hundreds of the top teams in the nation, all at the same company. I'm like, there's something going on here. Yeah. So now EXP is kind of You know, I mean, it's kind of the cool thing on the block. It's much different than it used to be, right? Since all the top people, because it really does attract top producers more. We have unbelievable revenue, unbelievable amount of ways to get stock. I mean, the collaboration is fantastic, but honestly, at the end of the day, if you're a top producing agent, this is the only company that I know of that probably exists on the planet that actually pays us to work here, right?
Yeah.
Right.
When I'm getting all my cap back and then I'm getting tons of stock and revenue share, I'm working at a company and getting a paycheck like there's no tomorrow. And you can't do that at any other company.
Right.
You can cap out, and that's cool, and still pay $1 million in transaction fees. But I'm at a company that's paying me. I mean, I wish I could pull up my phone and show my rev share right now. I wish. I mean, I've only been at this company 30 days, and I have thousands and thousands of dollars in stock. I worked at Remax for 19 years and walked away with zero. Right. Yeah. KW, I walked away with zero. People say, oh, what about your vesting in your profit share? Well, my best month ever was $1,200, and that dwindled immediately when people found the flat fee brokerages out here. So now I get zero from KW. You know, what did I get from HomeSmart? And I love HomeSmart. I love, and that was my baby. But I walked away with zero. Here, 30 days, I have literally thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars already sitting in a retirement account, and the other one is sitting in my checking account. And that's crazy. That is unheard of. I've never had that before. I tell Dave all the time, I wake up shaking every morning. I'm so excited. I could barely sleep. And it's so cool to spread the word about something that's amazing. As a matter of fact, you guys watch out for this. I am going to do a video, you know, Nick Baldwin from Lab Coat Agents. He kind of, when I think Dave announced me at EXP, he's like, it's not official until you do a live video that you're announced. And honestly, I said, I'm not going to do this live video because I could go back to any company in this town. They're going to pay me a couple $100,000 plus give me 5 free offices, and I'll never have anything. So I said, I'm going to go 30 days and I'm going to see if everything was promised to me I got. Did I get the service? Did I get the support? Tenfold. Did I collaborate with the best agents and meet the nicest people in the world? Tenfold. Did I have $1,000 in stock? Tenfold. Did I make thousands of dollars in rev share? Tenfold. My 30-day update, I'm probably going to learn how to do backflips in real life just to show people how serious I am about how happy I'm with this company. And I'm going to do a video. I'm going to say, here's my journey in 30 days. And here's how everything that was supposed to happen happened. And what I'm really the most upset about is I was convinced to join the company based on the 4 disruptors, right? The revenue share, the stock, the leads, and the cloud base. But what nobody told me is how many more hundreds, if not thousands of golden nuggets are within our dashboard, in our enterprise. Like Dave doesn't know half the crap that's in there. And I have to go in there and find it myself, right? I mean, and all these people that I'm hiring, they don't know what's in there. I'm finding things every day because I'm watching the 5 to 10 classes a day that are offered in the cloud. I'm learning about these. Like, holy moly! Like, did you know you can do this? Did you know you can do that? Did you know you can do this? Industry. The agents in our industry's lives can be changed if they just look in the marketing platform and see what EXP makes available to them. They would double, triple their business overnight if they just took advantage of the education calendar and the marketing tools available and the CRM, KV Core, and learn how to properly use that. You would double or triple your business at a company that pays you. What?
Right. And don't even get started on the fact that they allow you to look at all that information and see everything, because you can with your company because it's virtual. So you log in, you're not even with the company yet, and you're getting a feel for everything. And as excited as you are for certain things about all the great things, you know, Jen and I are separately excited because there's parts of the business that she loves, and she's like, oh my God, this is great. And I don't even know anything about it. She
loves Sky Slope probably.
I do.
She does.
And you get it for free.
Right.
I Sky Slope training yesterday in my kitchen while I was unloading the dishwasher. So, you know, benefits for working moms too. I was still in my pajamas, but I was learning and educating myself and you know, getting tours done at home, but still surrounded by greats and listening to the speaker and learning things that I didn't know. And I've been playing on Sky Slope for a week, and, you know, I am pretty good about teaching myself things, but, you know, you go to some of those trainings and they really point out a lot of things behind the scenes that's quite helpful for our team.
Yeah. Would you guys agree the cloud-based brokerage, everything that we do, we could do in our pajamas. We could do it quickly, fastly, efficiently. Would you agree we're a lot more productive as agents
Yes.
working at
Yes.
this company?
Yeah.
Because you don't have to
100%.
drive, you don't
Mhm.
have to wait and listen to a home warranty rep talk about some stupid service for a half hour at a meeting. You don't have to
Yeah.
wait 20 minutes for your broker to be done or come back for lunch, or God
Mhm.
only knows if they're in Tahiti on vacation spending all the money you gave them. Like, there's all these things that we can do right now, and you
Mhm.
don't have to wait around all day, and you don't have
Mhm.
to have negative water cooler talk. You don't have to, you
Right.
just go in, do what you want, and get it handled, and go
Mhm.
right back to either helping agents understand
Right.
the company or selling the holy crud out of homes, because
Yeah.
of
Yep.
the technology we have.
Yeah.
Like, I tell people, look, if you don't want to recruit, you don't have to. You don't have to attract agents. But if you want to double your business, now you'll have time to do some of that. You know,
Mhm.
it's like crazy.
Yeah.
All right. Any final thoughts, you guys? Anna, what's a final thought?
Final thought. I mean, we just got started, and I can't wait. I can't wait to just explode on this, and use all the additional training and tools that we have for my clients. So I'm too overwhelmed and excited to have a final word. So
But we'll do more with you later. I just want your friends and family and colleagues to know that are watching. Not only is Anna available to answer any questions, so is Dave, so am I. And Jen, same obviously goes for you. We are 100% backing these two wonderful ladies and can handle anything that you guys throw up. Jennifer, what are your final thoughts for this meeting?
I'm just excited to get moving. You know, it was a long time coming. We've been looking around for a year. I researched all of the local brokerages, and it was all just the same thing over and over again. So, and then David sent me this video, and it was different. It was outside of the box, and I'm just excited to keep moving forward, and excited to come to New Orleans and meet people face to face, you know, that have helped us with this transition so far.
Yeah, that's a great thing to point out. Anybody thinking about looking at this company, if you want to really impact your life and really see everything at once, I think it's what, October 21st?
October 22nd, the conference begins through the 24th.
Yeah, New Orleans. So come down there, you guys, and hang out with us, and we'll give you a grand tour of the company and introduce you to people making more money than you could ever dream of.
Yes.
Dave, what's your final thoughts?
I think the one thing for me is that, like, I was just so bored and, like you said, stagnant, stale, and like just not enjoying the business anymore. And I used to love this business. And I think that this having one of the core values of EXP be fun was really cool for me, because I'm a really fun guy. And if it's not fun, I'm not interested. Like, I just want to have a good time. I want to have fun. I want my friends to have fun. And I want everything that we do to be fun. And I think that having that as a core value and watching it happen and watch all my friends like have fun again is really cool. And to, like, I stayed at Mike's house just a few weeks ago. We did a big presentation out there in Palmdale and Santa Clarita. And I was talking to Anne Marie, his wife, and she told me, she's just like, man, like, I just really thank you, because Mike is just having so much fun again. And like, I see him like invigorated and happy and like excited to go to work. And I'm just like, oh my God, like that means like, I just love my friend, you know, like I just want to see him happy, and to have him like not be having to deal with 10 lawsuits anymore and none of that shit. Like, just be able to have a good time and do what he loves and train and love people and like help them be financially free. I think that is so powerful, and like, it's such a big deal. It's such a big deal. So that's my final thought.
I'm stealing his final thought. That's exactly what I meant to say.
No, and so that'll be my final thought. I'll just segue into it from that. So, you know, our whole life we've heard about born again Christian, and you get this whole start over. I feel like a born again realtor. Like, that's really what I feel. The weight of the world is off my shoulders. The stress level's gone. Not having to do the day-to-day tasks that I was doing for the past 5 years. I didn't realize how much of that time that I don't want to say wasted, but it got taken away from me that I could never get back. And that's a lot of time of fun and doing what I really love. I love selling houses. I love training great agents like you. I love being supportive, and I love having fun. Like, and now that's all I do. And now it's really to the point where if somebody comes to me with something that's not fun, I'm like, eh. And I've never been the guy that's able to say no, but now I'm like, eh, don't bring that to me. I don't know if it's age, but I think it's just because I found something so pure and so pristine and so fantastic that, like, don't bring me your junk. It's like, I don't want any negativity in my life, and I don't have any right now. I mean, the worst thing I have is a shit ton of taxes that I have to pay. But that's not a bad problem to have, right? I mean, so I don't have any negativity in my life. So when somebody brings like something that's nasty to me, I just deflect it. So, all right, you guys, you're awesome. Everybody out there listening, you know, you can call any one of us for questions at any time. We welcome you guys to the family publicly. Finally, I know we've done a lot of work behind the scenes for the past several months to build what we've built right now. And Dave, I thank you for helping me help them. And everybody's just a big loving family. And
thank you. Thank
all
you
right,
so
guys,
much.
we'll see you soon.
Yes.
And holy
So
moly.
that's not a surprise party for my birthday. So New Orleans is really for EXP.
It's a real convention, but we might have some partying for your
birthday. Okay.
You know, I'll plan something.
All right.
All right, guys. Love you. Talk to you soon.
Love you. Take care.
Bye.